Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to start off the next section finally here of Dark Dimension 7 being global. Now, it's been argued that the global section is actually the hardest section out of all the Dark Dimension 7 areas, so you do want to be very, very mindful of the characters and team synergies that you're bringing in. From what we've seen right now, there are two teams that effectively work. It's the full Extreme X-Men team, or 4-piece plus Black Knight, or Cabal. I've seen that some folks have had success with Illuminati as well. For myself, I wanted to allocate my resources accordingly and better, so I've actually decided to use these five on the very top here, being Black Knight, Nightcrawler, Iron Patriot, the Leader, and Namor, all featuring the mixture of meta characters. But at the same time too, remember, with Dark Dimension 8, you're also going to be needing global villains, so it is nice that Iron Patriot, the Leader, and Namor, each of them respectively, are going to be part of that, so you can have further value if you do plan to invest in your ISO 8 Purple. Having said that, I mean, I have no issues with this team because each of them are actually really diversified. You know, you have Black Knight being skill, Nightcrawler and Namor being mutant, Iron Patriot being tech, and Leader being bio. It's a great spread of resources, so I would highly recommend it. It's probably not as effective as the full Extreme X-Men team, but full Extreme X-Men requires a lot of mutant materials and resources, and especially when you're planning a marathon game mode like Dark Dimension 7, you do need to be very, very mindful. The only thing I want to point out here before we get started is, obviously for me, I had to wait for resources accordingly because Namor and Gladiator both share Prometheum uniques. Thanos Endgame and Nightcrawler also both share Osmium. So just be mindful of that if you guys are building up the Annihilators team for Arena. That might be a potential bottleneck for myself. I had to use the planner to make sure I had enough resources before planning to go this route. Now, something else I want to point out as well, I think now that we've had the confirmed Orcus Tech team being official, Lady Deathstrike is going to be a very, very strong consideration now to max her out and bring her into Dark Dimension Global as well. But just remember that she also does share the Adamantium unique with Old Man Logan. So if you're planning to bring in Logan later on for Legendary, just more food for thought. But she's already a beast in the raid, so I can only imagine how powerful and valuable now she's going to be in Dark Dimension. And again, you get a double dip on more value. Having said that, so without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it. The gameplay here, and the first attempt here for... Okay, so this is the placement I have right here, and having Nightcrawler next to Black Knight isn't a terrible idea just because he can get the Shroud and that way stop any kind of chain attacks and so forth. But I had to reset a couple times to get the RNG just right because you'll see we're up against some pretty heavy hitters here. You know, some fellow respective Cabal members, a Magneto ultimate ready to go. But one thing to be mindful of is I started things off with Nightcrawler special, so that way it gives speed up to our team. Very, very important because then you'll have the turn meter advantage against this enemy's team. Then we flip everything with Iron Patriot special, and you'll be seeing how squishy these enemies are. I was actually mildly surprised that we were doing as much damage as we were. And keep in mind, guys, a lot of the synergies with Cabal, including Namor here, even though he has the blind, his ultimate is actually unavoidable. So we can actually use his ult even when he's blinded. I had to double check that real quick, and it does the turn meter rewind and everything. So that's what I really like about this synergy, is that some avoidable attacks you know, can't be bypassed with their abilities. So it's really, really cool to see that. And also keep in mind too, Black Knight is going to be the protection on the team, so you definitely want to be mindful of him and making sure he's healthy. That's why I put the Fortifier ISO 8 on him. And at this point, you know, we can use an ability block from him, gain the taunt, and that's actually going to spawn the next wave here at 42 out of 47 enemies, which includes a Kang being probably the main target here that you want to be focusing on. So how our cooldowns and abilities landed is that we actually were able to get the ultimate on Kang with the stun, so he's not able to do much there. You can do a couple things now. You can go ahead and follow up with the attack. To be honest, I don't know if I should have used the Namor special so soon, just because we you know, we do so much damage already that it would have been okay to just wait as well. But seeing as how all my cooldowns were down, I decided to use the Leader's ultimate. Probably could have waited there, but it's okay. I'm just trying to showcase for you guys that the synergy is really important. But now that we used all our abilities here, you can see Iron Patriot gets basically a back-to-back special from that energy gained from the Leader. So you could actually use this ability again, or you can wait, but I decided to just use the basic to do a little bit of chain attacks there, just because they hit already so hard. We go ahead, we use Namor there, and the nice thing was that we use his abilities before the energy gain from the leaders. So now it's about getting leaders' energy back up. But yeah, this is the regular chain of events, guys. You don't have to use abilities back to back, because now you see the leader is kind of in a bad position. He used both his abilities, and now we need to be watching for that, especially with enemy waves coming. So definitely something I was planning more in advance with, but it's cool. I've never used this team in such high level endgame content, so it's pretty fun. Cabal is always really good in Crucible, but it's great to see that they have value outside of just the Crucible game mode as well, and they're really good in War as well, actually. So now, taking our time here, we're cleaning up essentially. You know, there's a Taskmaster and as well as the Sylvie that we gotta take care of, but you can see just our attacks hit really good. Like there's some really nice raw damage from this team that I appreciate, and this is becoming a very good first attempt. And especially remember, Global is supposed to be one of the harder sections, right, in Dark Dimension 7, but we seem like we're gliding through it. Actually feels right now anyways with the first attempt easier than the first couple of nodes in Dark Dimension 7, but we had Apocalypse and Squirrel for that. So I think this is where some issues will arise, is because when this next wave does spawn, unfortunately my Namor already had a lot of damage and bleed, so he was taken care of. I think the pain point with this one potentially would be Dormammu, right? Dormammu granting the revives to the team here, so you definitely got to be more strategic in how you want to use abilities. Because my Namor already went down, I decided to be conservative and just to see how their abilities are going to look, right? If there's another Kang that you have to kind of eat the damage and attacks anyways, and with my Namor not being ready to go, I decided it's okay, we can just soak up the damage. So this is going to be a sack right here. So in the meantime, you can do what you can do the best you can by just targeting as much as enemies as possible. You could even, you know, target Dormammu, so that way he's gonna be a little bit weaker to clean up for the next attack. But yeah, if you're able to waste the rogue abilities, because she's got special, she's got an ultimate, so it's a really opportune moment to waste those abilities. That way it sets us up for a really good follow-up attack here. But yeah, I was pretty happy with this, guys. As you can see, the only downside was I think I used my leader's abilities a little too quickly, but you know, now we just have to get that back up. And remember, his ultimate can also remove revives, which is going to be very pivotal against the Dormammu and the revived ally. So there you guys have it. Short and sweet first attack here. I'll be back with more content for this, guys. But yeah, overall super happy with Cabal. I love, once again, the trait spread, the fact that they're a really good investment. And again, if you guys are planning to bring up the Annihilators, that would be the only caveat here, is obviously being mindful of those are unique. So hopefully this was helpful. Good luck in your guys' journey. Let me know how you guys are doing. Thank you for your time as always, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.